Okay, you know the feeling. The big deadline is looming, that huge task is just sitting there, and suddenly, reorganizing your sock drawer seems like the most urgent and important thing in the world. We have all been there. Today, we're going to get into the real science of procrastination, why we delay the things we know we need to do. It's that classic question we ask ourselves at 2 a.m., surrounded by coffee cups, promising we'll never, ever do this again. And yet, we do. And hey, if you feel like you're the only one stuck in this loop, you are definitely not alone. The actual numbers here might really surprise you. Get this. About 20% of adults are what experts call chronic procrastinators. That's 1 in every 5 people. And we're not just talking about putting off laundry for a day. We're talking about a consistent, habitual cycle of delay, even when they know it's going to hurt them down the road. And if you think that's high, just look at university students. For them, that number jumps to a staggering 50%. Half. So what is going on here? Is it just a massive collective failure of willpower? Well, according to the science, the answer is a big, fat no. Okay, if you only take one thing away from this whole explainer, please let it be this. Procrastination is not a moral failing. It doesn't mean you're lazy. It's an emotional regulation problem. It has way more to do with managing our feelings than it does with managing our time. So, if it's not about poor time management, what's really driving us to delay everything? Well, the real reason is usually hiding in plain sight, inside our own heads. This right here, this is the light bulb moment for so many people. We think we have a time management problem. We buy planners, we download apps, but what we actually have is an emotion management problem. See, we're not running away from the task itself. We're trying to escape the negative feelings that the task brings up. There's a fancy term for this, temporal mood regulation. All that really means is that our brain is hardwired to want to feel good right now. So when we face a task that makes us feel bored or anxious or insecure, our brain's immediate impulse is to say, nope, let's do something else, anything else that feels better, even if it messes things up for us later. And these are the feelings we're running from. For perfectionists, it's that paralyzing fear that your work won't be perfect. For others, it's a deep fear of failure, or just a general anxiety about the whole thing. Sometimes it's a negativity bias, where our brain just focuses so much on the boring or difficult parts that we can't even imagine the relief of getting it done. But here's the catch. That little hit of relief we get from procrastinating, well, it isn't free. It's basically a loan you take from your future self, and believe me, the interest rates are brutal. And this is how that vicious cycle works. We put off a task to avoid feeling bad. And for a moment, it works. We feel relieved. But of course, the task is still there, and now not only is the deadline closer, but the task has brought friends, guilt, shame, and way more anxiety. This chart just shows it so perfectly. So look at that first bar. That's a non-procrastinator. They have a pretty steady, manageable level of stress. Now look at the procrastinator. In the short term, yeah, their stress is lower. They're enjoying that delay. But then, boom. As the deadline gets closer, their stress levels shoot through the roof, often ending up double what their peers experience. And all that chronic stress, it's not just in our heads. It takes a very real physical toll on our bodies. We're talking everything from insomnia and a weaker immune system, all the way to a higher risk of serious health issues like hypertension and heart disease. It's serious stuff. Okay, so we've really dug into the problem, but now for the good news. Since this is an emotional problem, we can use emotional strategies to fight back. So let's talk about some proven ways to actually break the cycle. Think of this as your anti-procrastination toolkit. First, take that huge, scary task and break it down into tiny, manageable pieces. Then, just commit to the absolute smallest first step. And this last one is so important. Practice self-forgiveness. Beating yourself up for procrastinating only adds to the negative feelings, which, remember, is what caused the problem in the first place. I love this technique. It's called Swiss cheese it. Just imagine that massive project is a giant block of cheese. Instead of trying to eat the whole thing, your only job is to poke little holes in it. Do 5 minutes of brainstorming, 10 minutes of research. Before you know it, those little holes start to connect, and you've actually got momentum. This one goes out to all my fellow perfectionists. You have to give yourself permission to do a bad job. Seriously. The goal isn't to write the perfect first sentence. It's just to write a sentence. Remember, you can't edit a blank page. All right, our final strategy is maybe the most powerful of all. It's all about reframing your relationship with, well, with you, the future you. Just think about it for a second. Would you treat your best friend the way you treat your future self? Of course not. You wouldn't dump all your problems on them and say, here, you deal with this. So why do we do it to ourselves? The key is to start thinking of your future self as a real person who deserves your kindness. This says it all, doesn't it? Every single time you choose that short-term relief, you are taking out a high-interest emotional loan from future you. Present you gets the temporary fun, and future you gets stuck with the bill, plus all the extra stress and anxiety that comes with it. So, I'm going to leave you with a challenge. What is one small thing, one tiny act of kindness you can do for your future self? Right now, today. It doesn't have to be big, just one small step to show that you're on their team. Trust me, your future self is going to thank you for it.